Marshall's Test career began in 1978-79 after just one first-class game. He didn't immediately excel at the top level, but he did enough to book a place in the West Indies squad for the 1979 World Cup. He made his first real impact on a Test match at Old Trafford in 1980. He took 3 wickets in 14 balls, but would not fully establish himself in the Test side for another 2.5 years.
He bowled in the nets and he was rapid. This short fellow, youngster, ran in and bowled so quickly that we all thought to ourselves, this guy has real pace. We never immediately think to ourselves he's going to be a great, because you don't see many fast bowlers of that stature being great fast bowlers. But we thought this guy is going to develop, he's going to be a really fantastic bowler. 1980 in England, when he started to move the ball all around with that pace, we all knew then he was going to make it.
I was a young guy coming in playing county cricket, Surrey v Hampshire, and I remember it was down at Basingstoke, and he was just going through the gears really. He was, wasn't bowling top whack, but he managed to still glove me onto my helmet, smashed into my helmet pretty hard, and then looped up to gully. And I'm almost, as a young kid, 18, quite happy to start walking off the boundary, only for the umpire to put out his arm, call it a no ball. So I had to come back and face more and more of this.
After taking 134 wickets in the 1982 English county season, Marshall finally made his mark in a home series against India in early 1983 when he took 21 wickets.
Maco Marshall got wickets against India, in India, against Pakistan, in Pakistan. If you see his country record, if you see his one-day record, if you see his test record, he was a phenomenal bowler. You see, the beauty about Malcolm Marshall was that he used to pick up the weakness of batsmen in 2 deliveries. That's why he was a genius.
The following year, again against India, Marshall starred with both bat and ball. He took 33 wickets in 6 tests and made 240 runs, including his highest test score of 92 in the series opener.
He was a typical calypso cricketer, really. He was really swung from the hip. He batted number 8 as a rule, and in a lineup that included the likes of Haynes, Logie, Greenwich, Richards, and even Jeff Dujon at number 7. There was no real need for him to be any better than a number 8, and he was an incredibly effective number 8. He really could have scored more runs than he did, but as it happens, he didn't need to, especially given that he averaged 20 with the ball. Really.
Hook from Marshall, high in the air, and over the top for 6.
His late order batting was a thorn in the side of opposing teams, but with the ball in hand, Marshall was feared the world over.
Taking strike. That's it, the breakthrough, Dyson's gone.
Malcolm Marshall was truly a thinking bowler. If you sat down and spoke to Malcolm Marshall, you'd understand how he worked batsmen out, how much he knew about the game. And also the fact that he knew exactly what he wanted to do every time a batsman came to the crease. He didn't try to feel them out initially. He knew in his head immediately, from past experience, from what people had told him, what he wanted to do. And if that didn't work, he would have some other plan.
On a lifeless Adelaide wicket, Marshall bowled one of his finest spells. As all the other bowlers struggled, he took 5 for 69 and 5 for 38.
And he's gone right through him. Beautiful delivery from Malcolm Marshall. Had Alan Border all squared up.
And the West Indies were trying to bowl us out on the last day, which they subsequently did, but it was because of Malcolm Marshall. He bowled a spell between lunch and tea, non-stop. So we're talking 2 hours of bowling. It's 100 degrees, as it is generally at that time of year in Adelaide. And he just rushed in. He decided that he had to really have a red-hot go off his long run, bowled real good pace, and just broke the back of our batting so that the West Indies end up getting a victory in that particular game. And that, to me, just sums up what it's all about with him. Other bowlers wouldn't have been able to do that, and even other bowlers that the West Indies had at their disposal, the Joel Garners and Michael Holdings, wouldn't have been able to sustain that like Malcolm Marshall did that particular day, and throughout his career.
By the end of the 1984-85 tour of Australia, He'd taken 5 wickets or more in an innings, 11 times in 14 tests.
Perhaps Malcolm thought, okay, Australia have produced so many great fast bowlers, let me show them that I, not from Australia, can be just as great as anything that they produce.
Oh, that's a brute of a delivery.
For the next 2 years, Marshall was irresistible. In terms of tests played, he became the quickest player to reach 200 wickets. He was at times ferocious.
He was a brute of a bowler for me because he bowled so aggressively and it was at you so often so accurate that there was never ever any let up. His bouncer was for me the most dangerous bouncer because it was always threatening. It was, at times life-threatening.